YouTube. Oh man, this is the first episode post the competition, and as you guys requested, I am doing a Q&A while trying to train. We got the first legs as well, legs day on this channel. Don't think we filmed legs yet, but it's good to have that. Pray all you guys are well. I'm gonna try my best to do this because obviously it is leg day. I am into my off season now. That is the first question answered. I am not doing the British finals this year. I'm going to prioritize focusing on making improvements I need to make. I'll tell you a little bit more of my decision why, but this was actually something decided before the competition even. And but yeah, I'll elaborate a bit more on that. Main thing though is this is the new leg day on my training program. Again, I'll explain the new training split as well. But even though it's legs, I will be starting off with rear delts because you cannot have too much rear delts, and shoulders is a point that I do need to work on a lot of moving on to the future to try and get to the goals I want in bodybuilding. So yeah, we'll get started, and like I said, I will just drop out from certain sets and just try and answer some of these questions. Got them on my phone. Quite a few of them, quite a lot. Some are quite easy, the usuals, well, your macros, cardio, all that kind of stuff, but yeah, we'll get into it. But anyway, rear delts, warm up, and then just 2 working sets. With the rear delt flies here, kind of see that my stance is a bit different. Again, this is just for the machine they have here, so I am just simply just trying to make it stable for me. So I'm adjusting my body to this machine, and for me, not sitting down, it allows me to get that good engagement for the rear delts there. So kind of have this like split stance where I'm just obviously nice and wide, and then having my chest really pressed up against the pad, and just making sure I take the traps out of it by, again, making sure I have the chest up on the pad and trying to keep the traps down, and just focusing on driving the elbows away from me, so to the side, away from me for the rear delts focus there. Funny enough, it was quite simple in the sense of I just wanted to place top 5. I wanted to be in what we call the first call out, which is usually the top 5 athletes in that category, in that class. A little bit of background for me, I first competed in 2015 with UK BFF, Kent Classic. Before that, I did a Fit Factor, which used to be kind of like a model search in at Body Power. Just something I did for fun there, just as like, again, it was like a nice little bit of the progress I was making to my physique, my transformation, and I wanted to just basically do something to challenge me. So that's what I did, Fit Factor. Obviously did terrible there. I don't even know what position I got from there. It was about 40 guys. It was crazy. And again, the model thing is not really me, but I just wanted to be on stage and see what it was like. Then from there I started learning a bit more about bodybuilding, and I thought men's physique was for me. I did men's physique in 2015. There was only 5 of us there. I don't know where I placed because they only placed the top 3. I definitely wasn't there. Although funny enough, officially on the website till this day, they put my name as the person who got 2nd place by mistake. So no, I didn't get 2nd. I was most likely 5th. I think out of all the, I think I was lost out of all the 5 guys. However, if you see pictures, for those of you who've been following me on IG all this time, I was the most happiest. I was pretty much as happy as I was this show that's just gone in that show in 2015, just simply because for me I accomplished what I wanted, which was I did that show without a coach. Fit Factor I did with a coach, someone, I'm not mentioning names, but it was what you call working with a coach that has a clout. It was an IFBB pro. Little did I know that obviously this is not how coaching is meant to be, in the sense of, the plan was generic, check-ins were non-existent. It was pretty much, I'll have to chase this person in regards to getting information and so on, and usually I'll get 2 days later response of, if I haven't messaged you, then that means there's no changes. That's the kind of relationship I had with that coach at the time. So doing the Kent Classic on my own was a big deal, and I just wanted to make sure I didn't look silly on stage and I could actually bring a good physique at that point. And I did that, so that's why I was so happy. Ollie Carlson, my business mentor, we competed on stage that day. He did really well. I believe he got second on that day. Got an invite to the finals and everything. But yeah, I was just so happy, just simply because I actually made it to the stage and I didn't look terrible. Fast forward to 2017. Now this was the so-called a big year for me, and I was supposed to really do well, I thought, in men's physique. Did 2 shows and stacked lineups. I think it was plus 12 to 15 guys, and yeah, pretty much lost call out in both of them. And yeah, it was terrible. It felt bad. It really hurt because that time it wasn't a case of, oh, I made it to the stage or whatever. The goal was to try and do well. I was working with a coach, Anthony Cedric, great guy, great mentor, great friend. However, I brought him on later on in the prep. So I started prepping for the shows like 5 months out. I only started working with Anthony, literally about 2 months out. And he did hint to me at first, like, I might be doing the wrong category here. I should possibly be looking to do bodybuilding. I didn't want to listen to him. I was just like, look, I just need you to guide me in the last stages. I don't want to have to think too much. As the later part in prep can't start messing with your mind, I just want you to reassure me on certain things, which you did. Anthony, if you're watching this, I wish I did listen to you because clearly you knew better. And this is another key thing I want people to know. You know, sometimes you might have an idea of what you think is good for you, but it is good to listen to an experienced coach, listen to the judges, all these kind of things, you know, and I'll get more on that in a bit. But basically 2017 was a very disappointing year for me. However, it really fueled something for me because even though I didn't enjoy my time on the stage for both of those competitions where I pretty much, again, I didn't get any placings, but I could just say I was lost in both of them. If something was like a desired burn was burning in me, and I came off the stage in June 2017, the goal was literally, I'm first call out. No matter what, I'm going to be in the first call out next time I step on the stage. And I even made my first playlist on that day for my gym playlist. It was called First Call Out Destroyer because that's what I wanted to be known as. So yeah, in short, the long version of that was, again, like I said, the goal was to be in the first call out, and I essentially was training and dieting since 2017 to be in first call out. I say dieting, I don't mean I was trying to lose weight at that point. Obviously, I went into an off season, but people forget the actual term for the dictionary term for diet is just current way of eating. So basically, I'm just letting you know that my focus was always on trying to be in the first call out, placing in an actual bodybuilding show, which I did do in this last competition. So yeah, I did place second at the BNBF Southern Qualifiers and got my British invite for this year. However, I won't be doing, as I said earlier in this video, I won't be doing the British finals this year. And this was something I already knew I was going to be not doing before the show itself. Going simply for 2 main reasons. The one is, the first one is more of a, you know, kind of like a default, which is I actually still have to have my wedding reception that had been postponed since last year, obviously COVID and everything. And that's going to be in September this year, which is most likely going to be around the same time of the British finals, which is not confirmed, but it could be on the weekend of my wedding or the week after. But either way, I will not be, number one, again, is to be focusing on those kind of things. You know, similar, those 2 important things at the same time is not the best thing. I know for myself, something I would advise my clients not to do as well. You know, it's very hard to be focused on, you know, 2 big moments of in your life like that, you know. And yes, to me, the British finals is a big moment, but obviously my wedding is much more important. And I don't want it to be a distraction, you know, that kind of thing, and I want to just focus on that. Second reason is, I already knew going into this show 10 days ago that, you know, this was literally me just wanting to know where I'm at. You know, that's why the goal was just to be placing, to be in the top 5, and to know where I sit with things. Because the key thing here is I'm actually a heavyweight. So I weighed in 84 kg. on show day. That's on show day because, as you guys know, in peak week your weight can drop drastically. I think I lost about 3 kg over that week. So realistically I probably was averaging around 85.5, 86 kg, which puts me as a heavyweight in bodybuilding category, in natural bodybuilding. Basically 80 kg and above puts you as a heavyweight. Now I wanted to see these guys up close again. I have been to shows before. This is something again, well, since 2017 I did my research. I looked at judges' feedback for shows that I wasn't involved in. I went to shows that my clients were in. I was talking to judges. I was also talking to those guys, heavyweights who won as well. You know, people like Solomon, you know, turned pro in 2019, great physique. But these are the kind of people I'll be going up against next. So for me, I already knew there's a lot of progress I need to make for me to be competitive against them. So the main thing was, I don't want to just show up to a British finals now. I want to go to a British finals being competitive. That's the main thing for me. So for me, going to the British finals this year, knowing that already someone has already beat me. Shout out to Andy, awesome work. I will get you back, buddy. All right, I will. But yeah, just people like Andy who already beat me. Well-deserved first place at the show. And then with other cup qualifiers coming up, you know, there'll be other champions from that, from other winners from those shows. You know, that already puts me in a place where, especially in a point where I can't progress my physique in regards to growing anything, all I can do is just come in sharper, which again could help and improve my posing. Of course it can. But like I said, my focus now is on literally making my mark in the heavyweight class and being very competitive in the at the British finals. So again, something I noticed as well in this past week was I spent 4 years training to be first call out. You know, training to be, you know, placing in my first show, to get, you know, some sort of reward for it in regards to top 3 or something like that. And this is why I'm so excited now, because now I'm training and this is the goal, which is to win my first show now, win an overall, and be very, very, very competitive at a British finals, to the point where I'm pushing for the top 3 placing. So you heard it here first. As you guys know me, I'm not one to talk about goals too much. So it's probably the last time you're going to hear it until the next time you see me on stage. But that's when next time you see me on stage, that was what I was training for. So you should see a physique that is worthy of winning a class overall at a qualifier and then going to British finals to really be competitive in the top 3. So yeah, that's what we're training for, and that's what we're going to do. It is literally what we're going to do. Yes, I know there's a lot of things that are not in my control, especially on the show day. However, what I can do is making sure that I am prepared to take advantage of whatever happens on that day. Something I'll go into a bit more again about judges. You know, how this is a subjective sport. It is again about opinions. But the short answer to all of this is just remember whose opinion matters. If you're doing a bodybuilding show, that means the judges. It doesn't take much work, guys. Just do a little bit of research on what the judges reward in the federation you're going to, at the shows you're going to. Yeah, it's not that hard. It is all there. They don't. I know people trying to say, "Oh, judges is just flaky. They change." No, they don't. It's pretty similar. It is pretty similar, and as also you can see the trend as well. Because yes, natural bodybuilding has probably changed from 10 years ago to now. There is a lot more reward towards size and, you know, more shape than to just simply nasty conditioning where you look like you're 2% body fat. But anyway, starting to feel like I need to get into my next exercise. Going upstairs, at doctor's, getting onto legs now. My client Rowan reminded me of the other name for this exercise, which is the good girls. And now every time I do this exercise, I keep thinking good girl, bad girl. Yeah. The rule in this as well is no eye contact when you do this exercise, so don't look into my eyes. Don't do it. But no, seriously guys, if you're not doing adductors and you want to develop some sort of like an illusion of a well-rounded legs to your physique, to where like from the front, from the back, even from the sides, it just looks like it's like, wow, okay, there's a lot of shape. There's that illusion of it's like literally all the way around, and obviously adding to the head frame, you know, giving that smaller waist illusion as well. You're missing out. All right, guys. Another big thing I learned since 2017, even though I didn't need them in 2017 because I was wearing board shorts, obviously, but I knew I needed that moving into my next bodybuilding show. Again, just doing the research on what the judges were, you know, liked and everything. You know, the thigh gap, guys. You gotta close the thigh gap. Adductors is key for this. Yes, you can build your legs with obviously your normal squats and leg pressing and other variations there and everything, but really working on those inner thighs is amazing work for that. I'm gonna be very soon on my Instagram. I'm putting up a lot of like before and afters in regards to 2017 to now. One of the key things there to make it look like, I mean, I have grown my legs, but the thigh gap, closing that thigh gap, especially on my back shots, was a big part of this. And you know, even like just things like in 2018, I couldn't pose from the front without there being a gap there. But now being able to pose, we'll do some posing after this as well, guys, so you guys can see where I am post show. But yeah, being able to pose without closing the thigh gap really does help with the, again, what you're trying to present on stage. But yeah, a little bit about post show. 10 days now we are. Like I said, I weighed 84 on the day. Today, I weighed myself for the first time since then. I haven't done it since. Not because I was afraid or anything, I just literally haven't. I had no reason to. But I am 87.9 today, which is interesting because the last time we filmed, I was around that weight as well. So it'd be good for you guys to see how weight change and how your weight and how you look can be so different. Because right now I'm on my way up from being in the best shape I've been ever. The conditioning is still going to be there. It's not going to look the same way I was when I was coming down. When you saw this, when you saw the previous video that we filmed with Michelle, which was about 3 weeks ago. Even though it's around the same weight, you see the physique is almost night to day. Another reason why I always tell people the post-show, the post-diet phase, the rebound phase, reverse diet phase, whatever you want to call it, is crucial. All right, I am eating almost 3 times as much as I was eating, you know, in my peak week. I'm literally eating that much more. Carbs are around 550 grams right now daily. Fats are up. Protein is pretty much the same, but a little bit up as well. If anything, actually down on training days a little bit. We'll get into that a little bit more because I do have a question on macros. But yeah, posing afterwards so you guys can see where we're at. Doing things in reverse. I'm doing the back off set first. So this is going to be 20 reps plus, and then we'll be doing the top set afterwards, which is, according to this, 170 pounds plus 5 pound block, I think that is. But again, all I know is those numbers. I'm just continuing to log those and put it there. I don't know if it's the exact weight, but as this is the my home gym for the foreseeable future, I can pretty much know that I can log this in my training book and just keep this consistent, basically. But yeah, pre-peak week, I was able to get about 28 reps on this, so let's see where we're at. 10 days post-show, a lot more food in me. We're definitely not empty anymore. Feeling a lot more full. But anyway, gotta put it to good use. Not bad, 29. Honestly, with this, especially with this being the first week completely on the new program, I'm not too fussed about like trying to match numbers and beat numbers yet in regards to my, beating my logbook, trying to beat my peak strength. I'm pretty much just trying to make sure that I get a good standard base mark now on everything. But being able to match or beat previous, obviously I'll take it. I will take it. So there has been changes. Just for FYI, guys, I am someone who has fixed training days, just simply because of my lifestyle and work. I can't do the kind of like 2 days on, break, 1 day on kind of thing, where every week there's going to be different days or different training days. I have to have a fixed one just simply because it makes things easier for work in regards to the fact that part of my business is I am a personal trainer at Pure Gym London Oval. That's where I rent out of. I've probably said this a few times on this channel by now. But yeah, that's the gym I pay rent for and train in-person clients. So that's still part of my business, and me being able to schedule my times with that so I can do my own training as well as online coaching, and also my group coaching that I do as well, my online group coaching, and obviously my lifestyle, like I said, it's quite important to have fixed days for training. It just makes things easier for me. So for me, Monday to Wednesday training, Thursday off, Friday, Saturday, and then off again on Sunday. New split is now Monday is shoulders and triceps day. Tuesday is biceps and chest. And on Wednesday, as you can see, is legs. I have 2 leg days though. I have leg A, leg B. Not in the same week. Today's leg B. Legs B, which is here in Genesis. Legs A, which I did do last week, is going to be at King's Gym, Croydon. Going to keep that going because they have the pendulum squat there. Another huge factor in me building my legs in these past 3 to 4 years because of my poor squat techniques. I needed a squat variation that could help me with my, my poor knee flexion and ankle flexion, and that pendulum squat has been a godsend for me. Honestly, it helps me with true knee flexion and hip the quads. So yeah, I have legs A, legs B, so I literally just switch it. Today's legs B, next week Wednesday will be legs A, and so on. Friday, back day, and on Saturday is shoulders. Why this split is to really focus on the areas I need to improve, which you probably noticed shoulders, which says twice there. I've also split my triceps and biceps day. It's not arms day anymore. I now have them separate to give them even more focus, because that is another weakness, another weak point for me that I'm working on. And in regards to legs, I used to do legs twice a week. Now I'm doing it once. Not because I feel like I've grown them enough. I still need to get them bigger. I mean, one of the judges, did mention that. Opio, thank you very much again for the feedback. Obviously, he said make sure legs still come up. But I need to make sure now that the upper body, in regards to my arms, my limbs, as someone who's 6 foot and with these long, wingspan, in regards to my arms, I need to fill out the frame a bit more. So shoulders and arms, I want to give them a bit more focus to obviously catch up with the leg development. And it's quite simple, really. The past 4 years, I gave legs twice a week focus. If I now do that with shoulders and arms, the theory is to get the same kind of result, which is more progress there, while we're still growing the legs, and I believe I can do this. Obviously, here's the plan now. I will keep reassessing, 5 months down the line, 8 months down the line. If things need to change, they will. But yeah, that's answering the question on training. Now I've got to do this this top set, because I've done the reverse. Again, I'm hoping to get anything plus 15. Plus 15 is the goal. Guys, when doing this exercise, don't have my hands on the handle. I actually like to feel for my adductors while doing it. This is just my personal preference. I usually try and tell people make sure you're securing it, so really pull yourself down into the seat and everything. But for me, I want to just make sure I'm really feeling the area I'm trying to work. You can give it a try if you want. It might be something you find useful. But like I said, this is just my personal preference. This is not a rule of thumb or in regards to how you must use this exercise. I think most likely start with that. You just make sure you're really secure in there. Pull yourself down in the seat and focus on, really contracting, trying to squeeze from the start, really trying to close your legs by actually using those inner thigh muscles. That's what you want to think about doing. All right. We're now going to move on to the bad girl, which is the abductors. I'm only doing 1 set on this. This is not really something I'm trying to progress on or anything. I'm actually essentially just doing this for warm up for my big movement today on legs, which is leg press. I just like to do the abductors as well to get the hips even more prepared and ready to obviously do the leg press that we got coming up. So yeah. As you saw, guys, I was doing partials at the end there. I don't count those. I only count what I did full like actual normal reps. That's what I'm gonna put down in the book. But just a bit of partials, just to get a little bit of like blood into there. What we kind of call maybe forced reps or an intensifier kind of thing. But yeah, it's just literally I'm just doing off the cuff at the end of the set, just trying to get a little bit more in there. So I'm not gonna put in the logbook I did, I don't know, like 15, 16 there, because it was only 11 of actual good reps.